Tyrone Bogues, el jugador más bajo en la historia de la NBA, estuvo en Madrid el pasado 23 de mayo. Nosotros quisimos subir su 1,59 m a lo alto de la Torre Picasso, a más de 270 metros del suelo.
I'm at the high point of Madrid, and that's the way I feel when I'm playing, you know, in the league. I feel like, you know, I'm just as tall as anyone on the court, and that's the thing that you have to have, that type of confidence, and you know that carries you a long way.
Vamos a ver a Bogues, qué crack está hecho Bogues. Ahí lo tienen. Estos son los alrededores del Plus, ¿no?
Sí, Torre Picasso.
Ahí está Muggsy Bogues, impresionante.
Y le subimos hasta la última planta.
Sí. Ok, Bogues.
Uno de los puntos más altos de Madrid.
1,59 de estatura. Jugando francamente bien.
Un tipo simpático, sí, muy inteligente.
Sí, hombre, para medir 1,59 y llevar 10 años en la NBA, Daimiel.
Sí que la NBA en Canal Plus. NBA. How would you say NBA? Well, damn.
Sí, un...
Respect the older players, but I think that was a little miss. I think taken out of context, because you know when you sit down and talk to the younger players and you hear them actually speak back to you and talk to you, you know they don't come across that they think they, you know, big-headed, or the veteran players, you know, they don't mean much to them. You know, I was listening to Allen Iverson, you know, talk about, you know, when he met Michael Jordan, you know, and Michael Jordan was trying to tell him some things that he needed to watch out for his career. And they say he brushed Michael Jordan off. I don't know who's going to be the next Michael Jordan. You got a lot of guys out there who has potential to be that. You got the Grant Hill, yeah, Anthony Penny Hardaway, and Allen Iverson. You know, he's a small guard, and he's not the type of player who could just take over, you know, all aspects of the game. You know, he's a great one-on-one player, and until he learned how to become a true point guard and make other guys around him better, then that's when his game will go to the next level. It's hard to give him, trying to compare him to Michael Jordan. You know, Michael Jordan is up here, you know. He's better than any player that's playing the game, and so it's not a realistic comparison. You know, you compare him to a Scottie Pippen. You know, Scottie, you know, has the same potential of taking over just like a Michael Jordan, but still not quite on that level, you know, which everybody saw when Michael retired, supposedly, and left the team to Scottie. You know, Scottie wasn't able to get everybody around him up to that level like Michael does.
Bogues conoció España en 1986, cuando se proclamó campeón del mundo con Estados Unidos.
In '86, when we came over here, I mean, our only goal was to win the gold medal. But at the same time, you got a chance to see, you know, the Spanish support, the fans. You know, we didn't think that we would be one of the, you know, teams over here get that type of support because you had your own team. So, I mean, for them to show the support that they have, and you know, to acknowledge me, you know, they called me La Chespa Negra when I was here in '86. So, I mean, those are good memories there, you know, and, you know, you just relish those moments. Yeah, Sabonis was a big fella back then, which she still is a big guy. You know, I mean, those were some good moments because, you know, they had their best team and we had our best team at that particular time. And, you know, I remember they had another kid over there who was just as tall as Sabonis, which was Chichinko. Yeah, so, you know, I remember he and I, you know, during that time, we had wound up in the same cafeteria together. Because we all shared the same hall we had to eat. And I was walking in and he was walking in. Of course, you know, he was 7'5" and his head is about this big, you know, and it was kind of unique to see, you know, him up there. And when we shook hands, I mean, he kind of just, he smothered my whole hand. You know, I couldn't see my hand when I was shaking his hand. And, you know, you realize he was a big man. CK La, NBA, and Canal Plus.
Silêncio. Outra vez. Isso. Come on, come on.
Okay. CK La and CK La NBA and Canal Plus.